Failed gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake is on a book tour right now, selling her Unafraid book, which isn't performing that well, which is good to see. Yes. And she does seem to be preparing to either run for Senate in Arizona, or she's trying to be Trump's VP running mate. We'll see what plays out there. Either way, it'll be bad. And a recent interview of hers has been circulating where she tells two very true stories for sure. I want to show you. Not so much. And then we'll discuss. Starting off with this one.
They say they don't want him on the ballot in 24. And they're going to do anything to prevent that.
Yeah.
I mean, and who knows how far they're going to go with all these witch hunts and lawsuits being thrown at him. And, I don't know if I told you this. I didn't put it in the book because it kind of happened after I'd finished writing it. I probably should have added it. But
before she tells the story, quickly, that talking point of Trump's only experiencing all these legal troubles because they want to keep him off the ballot. They don't want him to run the general. They're trying to take him down before. Number one, is not true based on the evidence. What is true based on the evidence is Trump seemingly committed crimes and he should be held accountable for that. But number two, they do realize that polling wise, Trump polls worse against Biden than other candidates within the GOP field. DeSantis polls better against Biden than Trump does. So if Democrats were just going based on who would be easier to win against, it would be Trump, even though Trump's such a threat. So that's a very dangerous scenario. But just polling wise, it's not that Trump is the scariest person to go against in an election, except for how terrible it would be if he actually ended up winning. But an odd talking point there.
a couple months ago, I had a call from a very powerful person in Arizona and said, I have to come over and talk to you in person. This can't be done on the phone, which I was like, okay, okay. Shows up at my door to offer me a prestigious job title, a large salary and a position on a board if I will just promise to not run in this next election, 24.
Oh, sweet.
And I said, really? I said, are you serious? I walked away from a prestigious job. I walked away from money. I'm not motivated by that. I don't know what I'm going to do. But then we talked a little longer. I finally got him out of the house. And I said, he said, how much would it take? What would it take? Just for 2 years.
Because the Chinese have deep pockets. Come on, Kari.
Just for 2 years. Just don't get on.
What?
They don't want me on the ballot. They don't want Trump on the ballot because they know we the people will show up and vote in droves. And they know that if they pull another rigged election, first of all, it's going to be a lot harder because now we know every which way that they're cheating. And I think they know they can't pull another one like that.
Isn't that what they said after 2020?
So that makes me think I need to stay in politics, as dirty as it is. I haven't decided what I'm going to do next. There is a Senate seat that's going to be up for grabs this go-around. And right now we have Kyrsten Sinema, who votes with Joe Biden 95% of the time. That's not representative of what the people want in Arizona.
Right.
So I'm considering it. But the fact that they came to my door and said, what's it going to take to have you put your movement on ice, tells me that we need to keep our movement going.
Okay. So a couple of things. First, most likely not true based on her track record with the truth. Her and the truth have a very hostile relationship, we'll say. So probably she made that up. But let's pretend for a moment that she is telling the truth. The most likely scenario is if someone came to her, said, please don't run. It's because of, based on all the reporting we're seeing behind the scenes of Republicans freaking out about how toxic MAGA Republicans are for electoral chances. It was Republicans coming to her saying, can you please not run? People hate the election deniers and we keep losing. Maybe that's true, Kari. Maybe you lost your gubernatorial race and they really don't want you to run and cost them a Senate seat. That is up for grabs. The GOP could win the Arizona race, especially with Kyrsten Sinema and Ruben Gallego being in the race at the same time. Maybe Kyrsten Sinema takes enough Democratic votes now that she's independent and it sinks the Democrat. Who knows what would happen? But that definitely is a possibility. And so the GOP might have a shot. And maybe the GOP right now, whoever's kind of thinking about that race ahead of time, is terrified of another kind of midterm underperformance because of MAGA Republicans and is trying to prevent that from happening. And that's what we're seeing as Trump clearly is not really being budged in the polls by all these other people jumping in. And he's still leading by massive margins. A bunch of people behind the scenes are thinking, dang it, the GOP is now going to have such a harder time winning in 2024, not only if Trump's the nominee, Trump v. Biden, but down ballot, because a lot of people will just reject the GOP if it's very associated with this MAGA Republican ideology, the election deniers, like Kari Lake. And this is what you get when you allow this type of detached from reality movement to be within your party, as the GOP has. This is what you get when you don't clearly, aggressively, consistently call out the election denying. Because now Kari Lake can't think, oh, maybe I shouldn't run because I lost last time, because she pretends she won. And a lot of people think that about Trump too. Oh, this time he's going to win by such large margins, even though he lost last time, but we don't think he did, that they won't be able to cheat, or whatever the talking point is. So if this story happened, it's because they're so afraid of Kari Lake being a big loser. Yikes. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel.